everybody, Cinema Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, headed out to one of my local pawn shops where I got myself 3 titles, all for $2 a piece, so let's take a look at everything I got. The first title I picked up on DVD was Ash Wednesday, this here still being brand new, factory sealed. Now this here is definitely a blind buy. I have heard of the movie, but I really know nothing about it, haven't seen or read any reviews on this film, but it is a movie I come across quite often. Pretty much every time I go to a pawn shop, flea market, or thrift store, I always come across this movie. So it's been one I've been thinking about picking up for many years now, but I'm just not sure if it's a movie I really want to see. I read the synopsis, see who's in it, and I go, well, it looks maybe okay, but I'm just not 100% sure. But yet, when every Ash Wednesday comes around every year, I always think to myself, boy, I wish I had this movie to finally check it out. So when I came across this today, brand new, factory seal for $2, I figured it was about time I finally pick it up, and I can't wait the next Ash Wednesday so I can finally watch it. And the second DVD I picked up was Ragdoll, a full moon title that's surprisingly not a Charles Band movie. Though Charles Band is an executive producer on this film, which makes sense. It's a movie about dolls, it's full moon. He has to have something to do with this film. Now this one, I'm pretty much going to assume is going to be just a pretty crappy movie. A lot of full moon titles are pretty bad, pretty cheesy, but they do tend to be a lot of fun. So when I came across this today for only $2, I figured I'd pick it up, and I look forward to checking it out. And the last title I picked up was Scooby-Doo Volume 1, The Rage Backstage, this here being a Video Now PVD. Now the odd thing about this is I almost actually didn't buy this because, as I said, this is called Scooby-Doo Volume 1. I have another PVD in my collection called Scooby-Doo Volume 1 with different episodes on it. It's actually a 3-disc set that comes with 3 different Scooby-Doo episodes. So why there are 2 Volume 1s of Scooby-Doo, I have no idea. So I almost didn't pick it up because when I saw Volume 1, I knew I already had Volume 1, but when I saw the episode that was on it, I thought, I don't think I have that episode on PVD. So did a little research, looked some stuff up on my phone, and sure enough, I didn't actually have this release, although I do have the other Volume 1. So very confusing why Tiger Electronics would have done something like that. I don't understand. It's very confusing for us collectors. We already think we have Volume 1. Well, no, maybe you actually don't already have Volume 1. You just have one of the Volume 1s. So very confusing, but nevertheless, still very glad I have this. Love adding PVDs to my collection, and I can't wait to check it out. So that's what I bought today, so now into what I watched. So the first title I checked out was Skateboard Superstunts from 1987. Now when I picked this one up, I was pretty excited. I definitely knew I wanted to check it out real soon, but I just kind of put it to the side and sort of forgot about it. So I was looking through my collection today and I saw it. I figured it's about time I finally sit down and watch this. And it was great. It's nothing you're going to be interested in unless you skate. And during high school and middle school, I used to skate all the time. I was never without my board. I used to skate to school, skate back from school. On the weekends, my friends and I would go out skating. After school, we'd go out skating. I was just always on my board. So as somebody who used to skate, this is a lot of fun to watch. I find it really kind of amusing, but not amusing at the same time, where they're showing people on their old school 80s boards doing ollies, and they make such a big deal out of it. It's making ollies over this little tiny gap, and they're like, look at that, he did this super ollie, and it's really funny because for those of you who skate, you obviously know that an ollie is kind of nowadays skateboarding 101. It's kind of the first trick you learn for all the other tricks. And for those of you who do not know, well, now you do. Ollies are kind of a very, very basic trick in the world of skateboarding. So to watch them make such a huge deal out of it is amusing, but at the same time it makes sense, and it's not amusing because back then an ollie was a big deal. You didn't have a board that really allowed you to do proper ollies like you do nowadays, and it just was a big deal. It was a new trick, it was a new thing. Skateboarding was very, very new. So an ollie was a huge deal, and if not for these people doing ollies back then, we wouldn't be doing them today. We wouldn't have the boards we have. We wouldn't have the tricks we have. So it's great to watch and see how skateboarding has progressed over the years. From 1987, where you're doing very basic tricks, a lot of flatland tricks. A lot of people, you're not busting out kick flips and things like that. It's a lot of very, difficult tricks, sure, but a lot of tricks that nowadays seem very, very outdated and very old school, and to a lot probably seem, easy, quote unquote, definitely. But, it's just amazing to see how it's gone from that to what it is today. People busting out these ridiculously insane tricks, but they wouldn't be doing that if not for these people. So this is a great, great watch. It's not going to be for everybody, so would I recommend it? If you're a fan of skateboarding, if you used to skate or you do skate, yes, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's great to see, how things were back in 1987. Definitely a fun watch, but if you have no interest in skateboarding, then there's really no reason for you to watch it. And the second title I watched today, I'm sure you already know if you saw the cliffhanger, was The Exterminator 2. Another great 80s film. Love this one, just like I love The Exterminator. It was a great watch. Lots of fun, great vigilantism, just a fantastic movie. If you didn't already know that, right there, the Canon Pictures logo pretty much already tells you you're going to be in for a great watch. Though if I were to compare the two, I would definitely say The Exterminator is a lot better than The Exterminator 2. Not that this is a bad movie. The Exterminator 2 is a fantastic watch, a great 80s film. But like I said, if I had to compare the two, the first one is definitely the better film. For the reason that the first movie gets right into it. Right in the very beginning of the movie, the first 15 minutes of the movie, we have it set up to why this guy's becoming the Exterminator. His friends gets the crap beat out of him, gets paralyzed. Now he's going after, revenge for his friends, kills the people who did that, and then from there decides, well, screw this, I'm just going to start cleaning up the whole town. I'm going to go after everybody who's doing bad things. And the whole rest of the movie, we have the Exterminator just kicking some ass and being a great vigilante. And that's why I really enjoyed the movie. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the Exterminator go around kicking some ass. Whereas in Exterminator 2, it does open up where he does go after some bad guys, but afterwards, we get about a good half hour of a movie where he's kind of settling down. He gets a job, he's with this girl who he likes, he's going to settle down with her. He just seems to be giving up the whole vigilante thing, and it goes on for too long. Like I said, we've got a half hour's worth of this, where he's not really doing anything. He's not really going after anybody. He's not being a vigilante. He's just kind of, deciding he wants to settle down, which just seemed a little slow. However, in the beginning of the movie, when he did kill some people who were robbing the store and ended up killing the people who ran the store, they're part of this gang who throughout this whole movie we're seeing clips of here and there. There's this whole other story of a gang throughout this movie. They're bad, they're doing drugs, they're killing people, they're beating stuff up, they're this horrible gang. They're our main villains of the movie. Well, since he killed two of the people, one of them happened to be the brother of the leader of the gang, they find out who the Exterminator is, and they go after his girlfriend. They just destroy her. She's still alive at this point, but she'll never dance again, because that's the thing, she was a dancer. They screwed her up. I mean, basically, they more or less did what they did to the first guy in the Exterminator, where they paralyzed her. So she's screwed. He gets pissed, so him and his buddy, they go out to kick some ass and find this group of people, and this is where the movie starts getting more into the whole vigilante thing, where he's going after this gang. Well, spoiler here, his friend and his girlfriend both end up getting killed, but of course, he goes after this gang and kills them off. So again, what I liked about the first movie is, it's this guy going around cleaning up New York. I love that. He's a vigilante, kicking some ass, just cleaning the town up, whereas in this movie, it's more the Exterminator versus this gang. Instead of him going around cleaning up stuff, he's basically going against this gang who killed them, and that's his only revenge. The only people he's getting his revenge on and going after in this entire movie is just that gang. Otherwise, it looks like he would have hung up his coat, or I guess should I say in this case, he would have hung up his welder's mask and flamethrower and given up his vigilante ways, which is kind of a shame. And like I said, we have about a half hour of the movie that does drag a bit because he's, just getting along with his life, getting a job, and dating this chick. So yes, it's not the perfect movie. The first one is definitely a lot better of a film, but regardless, this is still just an 80s classic, a brilliant film. It's a lot of fun. I love all the great cheesy music, all the great cheesy one-liners. It's a fantastic watch. And even though it's not quite as good as the original, it's still definitely worth picking up, adding to your collection, and checking out. So that's it for a bullet what I watched today. Definitely excited about the 3 titles I picked up from my local pawn shop today, especially finally picking up Ash Wednesday. Definitely look forward to finally watching that, again, once Ash Wednesday comes around again. And also watching Skateboard Superstunts. It's a lot of fun. If you're into skateboarding, it's definitely something to watch. It's obviously not going to be for everybody. If you're not into skateboarding, if you have no interest in skateboarding, then you're not going to want to see it. But like I said, if you are a skateboarder or you just have interest in it, definitely check it out if you come across it. And also watching The Exterminator 2, loved it. A great 80s film. As I said, not quite as good as the first one, but it's still a really, really good watch if you like great 80s cheese, so I would definitely recommend it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya. Though it is a Full Moon Pictures title, and Charles Band is an executive producer on this movie,